We just watched Mickey 17. I know, I'm late to the game, I'm always behind, I'm slow. But it was one of those films that I was actually kind of looking forward to. And then I watched it, and it was meh. And the main reason why it was meh was because of the characters, which were a pile of meh. You can't fault the acting was very good. Mr. Patty Patterson was very, very good. It was an interesting concept, and there were some good moments within it. But I got a little bit confused about who I was supposed to be rooting for, or who I was supposed to like. A meow meow? And there's a meow meow. Who did you like in Mickey 17? Meow meow. It's always the same. As soon as you start talking to her, she goes quiet. I was saying, in particular, Nasha, the girlfriend. I think the filmmakers wanted you to like her and root for her, but she did too many things and was too many weird that was ick. I can't describe it in other words other than just slightly ick. For those of you who haven't seen it or haven't seen the trailers, Mickey 17 is a film about a guy down on his luck and with huge debts to a scary, very loan shark who decides to sign up, or as a last resort signs up for some weird program where he becomes basically a clone of himself. Basically he becomes fodder. He gets given all the crappy jobs, the jobs that are dangerous and dirty and degrading and that are probably going to lead to him dying. And then he inevitably does die because of the job, or because they have killed him on purpose, because they want to test some gas or some theory or some atmosphere. But when he dies, they reprint him. And then he just carries on. Oh, I forgot, they upload his memories once a week into a literal brick. I suppose that's supposed to be funny. I don't know what I'm doing. Stop it. And you're supposed to empathise with Mickey, and you do. He's a poor sad sack of potatoes. And when we first meet him, he's lying at the bottom of a ravine on an icy planet, dying. And nobody cares about him. Even the person who he thinks of as his best friend comes down into the ravine to retrieve a weapon for the company and just decides to leave Mickey there because it's a bit dangerous and hey, you're gonna be reprinted anyway, right? We kind of go backwards in time because this is our Mickey 17 we were starting with, so we go backwards in time to find out how he gets to here. We also meet his girlfriend, love interest, who seems nice at first, fine, just a random interest. I was expecting them to do the oh no and she died and all sad. But they didn't. She stayed and she got weird. So the point where Mickey sits down and says hello to another woman and she becomes instantly possessive and smooshes his face with her face. But that's only a small bit. Then they carry on. Mickey dies, comes back, dies, come back, blah 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 blah. Then we come to the crux of the film. Leia, what's that word that means? So I can't even describe it because the word I'm looking for I would need to describe what I'm talking about right now. Conflict? The conflict of the story comes in. Spoilers. You know, I'll put a big spoiler at the beginning of this to say, spoiler monkeys will be happening in here. Mickey doesn't die at the bottom of the ravine. He is in fact saved by the ice planet's native inhabitants. Weird, graboid, tentacly mouthed goop monsters who are kind of creepy and ugly in a cute kind of way. Or cute in an ugly, creepy kind of way. One of the three. But anyway, he gets rescued, spat out, back out into the middle of the icy storm. But he doesn't have a Han Solo to come and rescue him, so he has to just walk all cold back to his ship of people. Leia has climbed behind my bed, because why not, and knocked down half the things that were there on the way. Problem being, since they thought he had died in the snow, they have already reprinted him. And this is where we find out two things about the Nasha type. It sounds like I'm talking about teeth, nash, nash. About the Nasha lady. One, it doesn't seem that nice. And two, despite having a continued relationship with Mickey, being the reprinted out Mickeys, technically the same person. I'm wording this badly. Each iteration of Mickey isn't an identical copy. They are ever so slightly different. I say ever so slightly because the Mickey 18 is a D-bag. He's aggressive, and he's slightly selfish, and he's rebellious, and he's quick-tempered. Something that no version of any of the Mickeys that we have seen throughout the movie have ever seemed like. And we learn through voiceover that some of the other Mickeys have been whiny, or I can't remember some of the other adjectives, but have been slightly different. Which begs the question, why is Nasha still with this one person? Because if the person comes back through the printer and is exactly the same, that's fine. It's your same person. The same person you were with. If the person comes through the printer and they're slightly different, would you still find them as attractive as you did? Or is she just there because it's Patty Pattinson and he's a pretty boy? And that's what it seems like when he comes back into the room and there's two of them. Because she is a little bit high and very happy about her two pretty boys. Which is creepy in itself. But even creepier when she slightly tries to coerce Mickey 17, or Mickey, into happy times, which he clearly isn't comfortable with. So that's just mean and nasty. And then somebody walks in on them. Somebody who pretends, the movie pretends that this person is going to be a part of the plot or a part of the character. She's the person that Mickey says hi to that makes Nasha squish his face, and then she makes a pass at him, but he pulls away after the Mickey 18's printed. And then she catches the Mickeys and Nasha, and then Nasha gets all aggressive and threatening with her and nasty and mean. And that's pretty much it. Then Kai's just gone. Kai's just not. Kai's a non-character, but they kind of pretend that she's going to be a character. Now, I get misdirection, but it has to be misdirection that makes you kind of go, oh yeah, no, it made sense in the end. If you're at the end of the film and you still think, no, that doesn't make any sense. What was the point in that? You could have had any character just walk in on them. It didn't matter, but they made it seem like it mattered. That was my Kai rant, but we're supposed to be talking about Nasha. Nasha was nasty. Nasty Nasha. I didn't like her at this point. Then the movie does all these flashbacks about how she was always there for him, and she would even put herself in dangerous situations for him, and she was the only one that was there for him. And she then tries to save the alien baby, and she has a big rant about being moral and just and standing up for things. And then at the end she has got the position on the council where she's the head of the committee leading this new group. So it's supposed to be yay, and her and Mickey are happy and yay. But nay, why? I get character flaws make characters more interesting. I also get that you don't have to have all likeable characters to still enjoy a movie. If it's just a straight out action movie, you just watch it for the action. It's not going to win Oscars, it's not going to be technically proficient necessarily, but it's a bit of switch your brain off fun, and that's okay. But why make a character very unlikable in lots of ways that are not excusable or forgivable, and then say, yeah, but she also did this, and she was also that, and now she's the head of the thing, and everybody's happy, and we're supposed to be happy for Mickey now? Well, I was not happy for Mickey. I wasn't sure if we were ever supposed to like any of the characters, because they're all mean to Mickey. The only two that you're 100% sure that you dislike are the totally unsubtle evil head of the organisation, the Trump-esque leaders. Very unsubtle. Also very well acted. But everybody else is just a D-bag. They're horrible to Mickey. Mickey is kind of just, well, I was going to say he's kind of pathetic, but I suppose he's kind of broken. And that's okay, because if you can see him coming into his own at the end, which he almost does, kind of, perhaps, maybe. But like I said, the only person who was remotely nice to him without being a possessive girlfriend was Kai, leading you to think that he was going to veer off to that, or she was going to help in some way or have some effect on the movie. No. And that made everything feel meh. But like I said, it is a very interesting concept, and I actually like a lot of different parts in it. Some of it is fun. Can't remember any of it right now. I just wanted to complain about the character work. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just sit down in front of the camera and open up my mouth and see what whipples out. Dribbles. I think I meant to say dribbles. We will never know. And I probably won't edit this together because it's not interesting. What do you think? But we might. I'll get better. I promise. Maybe.